Alright, so we're on Saturday now. We picked him up last Sunday. It's been a pretty hectic week. I've been crook most of the week. I've been away Wednesday and Thursday, and I came home to snow yesterday. So we've done a bit with him. Not a great deal, but just teaching him deleting that flight, making that uncomfortable so he stops thinking about just running away, so that he goes, oh, that doesn't work, what shall I do? Oh, focus and try. It doesn't make him comfortable with me, it doesn't make him think that I'm the bee's knees, but what it does do is gets him to hang around with me long enough for me to start teaching him stuff. Because I've got to teach him how to use his body in a different way, how to think about what I'm asking him, and how to be solution orientated. How to move his body, his back legs, and his to create his movement instead of his shoulders. So what I'll do is we'll see how we go. We might be able to get a halter on him today. I'll start out in this space. If he does start running around and all that, I'll just put him into a smaller space, because he's not dangerous from a kicking point of view, although I need to be wary of that. But we've taught him enough that I can be in a small space, and as long as I have my wits about me, be safe. So let me just see if we can go over to him. Good boy. So if he goes to leave, a little bit of pressure and reward him for that. Then we'll go over. There's a threshold. So I'll just wait here till he relaxes a bit.
Well, how do you know that was a threshold?
His life came up and he started to shake, and that was that moment when he was thinking, oh, I think I'll leave, I'm out of here. But he knows that that doesn't help. Doesn't mean he won't do it. Good boy. Good boy. Good. Reward. And again. I have a little bit of a problem with him because he'll stand on this side, but on the other side he can't really stop yet. He's not as comfortable holding himself still with his back legs stopping him from moving, so he tends to be in forward momentum out the other eye. So I'm kind of at this stage having to do a little bit more with him out this eye. Good boy. Than the other one.
That's in domestic horses, it's usually the other way
yeah,
round.
Normally, but he seems to be, yeah, it's just what it is.
So why are you clapping?
So I'm just putting a bit of pressure on him. I'd like him to move and come off the fence a bit. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Well done. So just that little bit of pressure for running off like that. And as he stops the running, reward. Good boy. Good boy.
So he has to stay in this yard at this stage, even though it's muddy?
Yes, yeah, unfortunately he's just got to be, otherwise we'll never see him again.
Why is that?
Because he'll just go through the fences, he won't understand what these fences are about, and he'll be gone.
So he's got to stay in the metal yard?
He's got to stay in a metal yard, and we just have to put up with this until I can get him moving correctly, as in his head and neck looser and his hind end doing the work, and I can control his ribs. As soon as I've got control of his ribs, which means I can move his ribs away from me on both sides, that will bring his head and nose to me and engage his inside hind foot. As soon as I can do that, even if he thinks about leaving and pulling away from me, I can actually step into his ribs, move his ribs across, get his hind foot to come under, he'll soften in the neck, and I'll still have him. When he's locked one way, he'll be able to pull the rope, turn and spin, and take it out of my hands.
And he's already shown, even when he came off the float, and when he was going up the race to go onto the float, he was turning and spinning and turning and spinning.
Yeah.
So that's a defence mechanism that he uses. Yeah.
So I don't want him to learn anything that I don't want him to know. And I don't want him to know that he can actually spin and take the rope away from me. So I've got to not get into situations where I teach him things that are going to unravel when I'm in a bigger space. So I just have to keep him in a smaller space, keep things under control, and make everything a success. Don't let him know don't let him know that he's fast and he's strong and he's quick and he's agile. I've got to keep him a little bit ignorant of all those things. Alright, good boy. Very nice. Easy. Good boy. Easy. Nice. So when he flies, pressure. Keep the pressure. And when he stops, good boy.
So you just tapping yourself is pressure to
Yeah,
him?
that's just making what he's doing uncomfortable so that he doesn't choose it as an option. He's got to hang around with me. So I'll go again, but if he decides to keep on leaving like this, I'll just put him in the small yard. Good boy. We'll see if he'll easy. Good boy. Easy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. And just that little step forward, that's progress with him. That's real progress. Good lad. Just sit. Because what would have been normal is for him to be hard up against the rail there. Good boy, on the far side. As far away from me as he possibly could. Good boy. Easy. No, don't do that. Good boy. Good, good. That was alright. Alright, I'll put him in the small yard and then I'm going to put a rope around his neck. I'm just going to get him to face me a little bit, get him to stay there, and then I'll see if I can get a halter on. I'll probably do the halter from this side.
Do you mean this side of the fence or?
No, on this out this eye.
Right.
Good boy. I'll just move him away from the gate.
He's not happy with me here either, is he?
Good boy. Good, good, good. No bum to me. Good boy.
What did you say to him? Know what?
Sorry?
Know what to you?
No bum to me.
Right.
So he was going good. He was on the right rein, turning, following me around. He didn't go far up against that wall, but then he just lost it and put his bum to me. But then he turned quite quickly, and he's got to keep focus on me. That's going to help me with my riding. I've just got to get him thinking with me. Good boy. So even when he's running away like this, going exactly where I want him to go, I've still got to pretend like he should be facing me. There we go.
Alright, I'm going to have to move.
Alright, I'll shut the gate.
Okay.
Alright. Yep, we're going. Alright, so I'll just take my long stick here and I'll clip my rope on the little end bit just here, and I'll put that around his neck. Alright. Untangle everything. I don't want to tiptoe around him and be all super quiet and not scare him, because that's not how life is. He's got to be able to cope with motion and things happening and banging and crashing and excuse me, sorry. Alright, so we'll give him a little look-see. Good. I mean, that's like 1,000% better than it was a few days ago. Give him a little rub. Oh, still a bit worried about everything. That's alright. Touch his little leggies. Good boy. If he kicks, I'll just keep touching until he stops kicking. Good. Oh! Reward that. I want him to start dropping his head. I'm not sure if this has been on video actually. I don't think I've got any of this on video. But one of the things I was doing was just a little bit of this. So I can touch him here, and then I just want him to drop his head. Rather than putting his head up.
Well, that's a bamboo cane.
Yes.
So it's very light.
Yeah, it's very light. Good boy. I want him to drop his head rather than putting it up. Yeah, good boy. Now, if you're worrying about, oh, he might get head shy, he won't get head shy as long as you quit when you get the correct answer. There, good, good. I need his head and neck to start to get level. And that posture will start to make him feel a lot safer too. So then once I've got that, I need this leg to come under, as in the back leg, and him to drop his head. Good boy.
Why do you need the back leg to come under?
So this leg here is his balance leg. That's the leg to stop him going forward when his head goes down. So if his back leg stays out behind him and he puts his head down, he'll overbalance and move forward. So that back leg has to actually come forward, brace a little bit so that he can put his neck down. And then that leg is his step off leg, and it's his stop leg, and his transition from walk to trot, trot to canter. So I need to connect his neural pathways from his little brain to that leg. But right now, what he does, easy mate, is he uses this muscle right there
I
in
can't
his neck.
see it. It's right behind the bar.
Oh, well, it's just this lower neck muscle.
Yeah.
He uses that muscle and his front shoulder to pull himself along. So he's got a big muscle down here on the front of his leg and a big muscle in that neck. And that's why his back is hollow like it is.
Because he's only 4, but that is quite a hollow back,
Yeah,
isn't
he's
it?
got quite a hollow back. There's no muscling along here at all. And he's very hollow in there. Oh, you're alright. You're alright.
So he's standing still, but that's not to be confused with quiet. He's really not happy at the moment.
That's right. It's just because he started to learn that running off isn't really helping him. Now, I don't want him to feel trapped and shut himself down mentally, but I also want him to hang around long enough so that I can start to teach him some things. Because when they just think leave, I can't teach him anything. All I'm doing is having a wrestling match. There's going to be a wrestling match. There's no way around it because he's not going to yield to pressure. Because in his life, you don't yield to pressure. You push into other horses to get water first and to get food first. And, you've got to work out where you are in the hierarchy. The mares that you're going to serve, all those sorts of things.
And he was banished from the herd he was born in, and it was in a bachelor herd.
Yeah.
And so, which is nature.
So he was well weaned
and
from his mare,
but his survival instinct of flee to be able to live on his own until he was 4 was quite strong.
Yes, yeah, and he's quite independent.
Yeah.
Sort of looking for his own group of mares. Alright, so I'll just give him a rub with this one, and then I'm just going to put this around his head, and then I just bring the buckle to me. Because his problem now is not so much all this stuff, because we've been doing this for a bit. It's the proximity of me in his space.
But when you say you've done this for a bit, I haven't seen you do this, so you've only done it a couple of times.
Oh yeah. Well, we've only done it a couple of times, but just him being tapped with the stick and having the, me putting pressure on him when he's running away, those sorts of things. There you go, good boy.
That was quite clever, Steve.
Easy little fella. So I'm just waiting there. That's a threshold there, and see what he does. Whether he'll make it there and quit.
Right. So if you'd have moved away when he panicked,
Yeah,
you would have taught him
to
panic
panic.
is good.
That panic's a good
So
thing.
by staying there and doing nothing till he stopped,
And came to me.
yeah, and then you retreated.
Yeah.
Right.
That it rewires that instinctual behaviour of run away. So I'm teaching him to come to me. And that's what he's done. He's actually done it quite well.
And by him choosing to come to you, that builds up his confidence and bravery.
Yeah.
Right.
And I've got to keep an eye out that he doesn't start to go, if I get bushy and bossy and jump on that person, then they go away.
Yeah.
Right,
All right. So he starts using it against you.
Yes.
It's the next step.
Yeah.
Right.
I never want him to learn anything that I don't want him to know. So as soon as I see him get pushy, then I've got to now put my boundaries in. As soon as I put my boundaries in and say, no, you're not allowed in here, he'll be flighty again.
Yeah.
And it's just getting a balance, saying, no, flight doesn't work, push doesn't work, just be with me, follow my instructions, everything's good. Alright, so that's good. Yep, good.
So he's coming to off the pressure of the
Yeah,
lead.
yep, good. Alright, so now we'll just see if I can get into his space. That's better. And I'll just go down here. Good. Easy. Now what I want to do is not hold him here if I can. So leave my rope loose. Good boy. Good boy. Touch his little head. Good boy. Good boy.
Don't touch me.
Oh, it's alright. Come on. Well done. And again. So now, easy. And reward. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Eh? Life's so much better when you're with me. Eh? Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Alright. You're going to get that sort of flight. Like,
He's very quick though, isn't he? Goes from
Yeah.
nothing to bam.
yeah. Yep. They can be a little on the quick side. Alright. We'll just take my little hook here. Eh?
So what are you actually doing there?
So what I'm going to do now is we're going to take this halter. I'm going to turn it inside out. Because I'll go the other side and you'll see what the problem is on the other side.
I need you to be a bit in the middle for it to, for us to be able to see.
So I've got to kind of get over to the fence to swap eyes up. Right? So here we go, we're in the other eye. This is an easier eye to, because our holders do up this side and all that sort of thing.
But he's not happy with you on
But
that side.
he's not happy with me in this eye. And so even if I try to get him to stop, there we go, good boy. Good boy. Let's see if I can...
Right. So what you're doing is turning the halter inside out so you can do it up on the
Yeah,
other
so I
side.
can just... It's easier to fix up the unevenness of side to side with a halter on. So once I've got control of his nose. So I am just going to turn this a bit inside out.
You step back a little bit and show it. Step back that
Oh,
way. Yep.
I'm just making it a
Yep.
offside halter do-up.
Yeah. So by turning it inside out, it does up on the other side.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So what I need, I'm going to put this over his head.
It's a little hook.
Got a little hook, and I'll just give him a little rub with it. I'm not going to sneak around. Alright, so just, there we go. Give him a little rub with that. Good boy. Good boy.
So for your safety, you've still got the rope around his neck.
Yeah, yep. so that I can just control him a little bit. Because I've got to, I've got to be a bit safe here. Good boy. Yeah. Good boy.
And of course, people would not want to be trying this if they hadn't done it 100 times on a
No.
quiet horse.
Yeah, good boy. Good boy. Easy.
So now you've grabbed a halter with your other hand.
Yeah. Just very quietly. Easy. Good boy. There we go. Alright. Easy. So he's just got a little bit of trouble there. Okay, with me being too close to him. Easy. Easy.
That's on his nose.
Yeah. Good boy. Easy. Well. Oh. Good boy. Easy little. There you go. It's alright. Good boy. Easy. Easy. I can't hold him here. I've got to get him to stay. Good boy. Good boy. Easy. Good boy.
Amazing.
Good boy. So now I can clip on with a lead. It's just because he has thresholds with me being close to him, so.
But by having the halter on him, you can do more with him.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm going to easy, mate. Good boy, well done. See?
So now you've got a halter clip to the, a lead clip to the halter.
Yep.
It's getting really dark.
I'll do this one. Easy, mate. Good boy. Yeah, you're doing well.
It's doing well with me here too.
Yeah. And you're quite close. Yeah, good boy. So rather than pull the clip over his head, I'll just take the rope this way because the clip will get caught in his mane. There we go. So we'll just get these things out of the way. And you probably won't find that hook at any horseland.
For people that don't know Steve, he likes to invent things and modify everything.
And I've done my halter up the wrong way.
Inside out, wrong side.
Good boy. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just get him to drop that head a little bit. Good boy. Good boy. Easy, buddy. Easy, buddy. So a little bit of downward pressure on the halter. Just a little bit there. And reward. So what I want to do is I want to get his neck loose, this neck muscle loose from his shoulder so that he can't activate his shoulder to move. Then I'm going to move his ribs slightly away to the left to get his right hind to step forward. Now, I don't know if you can see, but his right hind and his left hind are well and truly way out the back.
It's getting really hard to see.
Alright, we'll just about quit, I think, in a minute. We'll just get this little head down a little bit. There we go. Just a little bit. So there's fight. So we'll just there. So as soon as he fights, I just maintain contact. Just maintain contact until I get the correct answer. There's fight. There's fight. There's fight. Just maintain contact.
So the answer is for him to give his head.
Yeah. So, but he can't give his head while his back end is so far out behind him. So I'll just ask him to bring that up. Walk on. Walk on. Walk on. Walk on. Good boy. Oops. Good boy. And just bring him back. Easy, buddy. There you go. Good boy. And start again. Alright. It's really important. It's not important for me to make friends with him at the moment by reassuring him and making his life pleasant and feeding him stuff and things like that. Like, I can, that's fine.
And you have done a bit of that.
But what will change his life is when I change how he moves and his posture. So what he does under stress, so instead of putting his head up in the air, he puts his hind leg under him and relaxes his head and neck. That's what we need him to do. So as soon as there, good boy. And again.
So once his
There,
posture
good.
changes, his mental state changes,
Yep.
and then you've got something more that you can work with.
Yes. Yep. Then he can focus. But when his head goes up from this lower neck muscle, that's telling him run, flee, get out of here. And he's also out of balance.
Which is what his life has depended on for the last 4 years.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, it probably hasn't, but there's not many things that
Well, he thinks.
horses
He
in the
thinks.
Kosciuszko.
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of spastics up there with guns.
Yeah, well, that's a problem, yeah. So,
Probably shouldn't have said that on camera.
so, oh, you're alright. So when he's fighting, I just make it uncomfortable. Good boy. Make it comfortable when he stops fighting. And there, good. Good boy. Good boy. And he will start to move his head from side to side as his pole releases. Because his pole's very tight.
Well, he just did it then.
Yeah, his pole's very tight because he has all his tension in his pole and through his shoulders. Just like a domestic horse. So once I can change that for him, and now, in that position, what he needs to do is bring that hind leg up. Oop. But he couldn't quite make it.
Which is why he went faster.
Yeah,
Because he's overbalanced.
Yeah, he overbalanced. And if he brought that hind leg up, easy buddy, he could have dropped his head himself and it would have been alright. But he just doesn't know how to do these things. And dropping. So right now what he's trying to do is drop his head, but he's arching his neck. And what I need him to do is drop his head and bring his hind foot up. So let's see if I can just get that. And then we're just about out of light, so I'll just ask him to drop that head. There, good boy. And just see if I can get this foot to come up. Good. And drop his head again. Drop his head again. Good boy. Now I'll see if I can get the other one. Walk on a little bit. Walk on. Just a little. Oh, good boy. So when I was tapping, the tap is for him to go forward, but he tried by dropping his head. He said, "Is this what you want me to do?" And so I rewarded him. Good boy. Walk on. Just a little bit. Get that foot. Yeah. There it is. Good boy. And now just drop your leg. Drop your head. If he's doing nothing, there. Go up my phases. He's doing nothing. Come on. Come on. No.
So because he's doing nothing, you're doing a bit harder.
Yeah, because he's just going, oh no, I'll just ignore you. But he's not going into flight.
And it's not hurting him.
There, good boy. Good boy. And I'll just ask again. So he's backing off to the far left, so I'm going to see if I can put a bit of a boundary in there right now. Just a little bit. There. And again. See if I can get him to step his shoulders over to me. There. Because this, good boy, this is what's going to keep him with me when I'm in a bigger space. If I don't have a boundary over that side, he can just turn, spin and take that rope away from me. So, if I do, oh, good boy, do stuff like what we just did. No, so there's that boundary again. Good. There's that boundary again. No, and again. So just bring his shoulder over to me. And there's the foot. Good boy. Good boy. See if we can just drop his head a little bit. Don't worry about all that. That's just stuff. He's just giving me things that he thinks is a good solution. Good boy. Start again. There, good boy. Good boy. If he does bring that foot up now, you're not going to be able to see it. I reckon he's just about to. Good boy. There, yes. Good. Good.
So you're dropping down lower to help him bring his head down.
Yeah, give him space, reward him, make him feel more comfortable. So when he starts dropping that head and then that hind foot will come under, his right hind will come under, we're going to have a different horse. Alright, it's pretty dark now, so I can't leave him in this yard with his halter on, so I'll take his halter off and we'll let him go, and then we'll do a bit more tomorrow.
Okay. Well, film me taking the halter off just in case it comes up in the video.
Alright. Good boy. Just see if he'll let me in. Easy, buddy. Good boy. Easy, buddy. Good boy. There you go. Easy, buddy. Good boy. Easy. Good boy. Good boy. Don't want to hold him here. And I don't want him to run off when I take this halter off. I want to leave him. So before it comes off his nose, I'm actually going to walk away so he doesn't run away from the halter.
Clever.
All right.
All right. Thanks for that.